Hi, this is Denise with Paper Crafty, and this is part 2 of making the honeybee and lavender folio. Today I'm going to continue assembling the folio and begin decorating it.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ink these pieces up. I'm going to use 3 different colors of ink. Mustard seed, which is a nice bright yellow and brings out some of the yellow in the papers in Cara's kit. Gathered twigs, which is a little less red than vintage photo. So I like it with this color scheme more, with the purples and the yellows. And then the jet black, which along with the yellow kind of brings out, elicits that honeybee vibe. So I'm gonna start off with mustard seed and just go around all the edges. And set those aside. Clean off my brush, just get the excess ink off of it. And then just clean off my surface with some water and a dried up baby wipe. I don't throw these away after I use them. I let them dry out and then reuse them until they basically can't be used anymore. Okay, and next I'm gonna go over that mustard seed with the gathered twigs. And I'm just using the same brush. And I'm not going quite as aggressively with this color. I would like some of the yellow to show through. But you can see when you layer up these colors, you get just this really gorgeous golden color that I absolutely love. Okay, and then the next step is I edge everything with this archival ink in black. And I just do the side of the ink pad, because if you do the top, it'll end up chewing up the ink pad, and then you can't really use that for stamps. It won't make a nice even impression when you try to stamp images. So I'm just doing it around the sides like this. And this process is best not to rush because it's really easy to kind of, do that, mess it up. Luckily, when I did that, I messed it up on the back side, so that wasn't a big deal. And this one I like to open up like this so that, again, if it does slip, it slips onto the side that won't be showing. And this just adds a nice finishing detail. And the black edging really looks nice with the black thread for the sewing. I try to hold it more or less at a, not exactly a 90-degree angle like that, but maybe a 45-degree angle to get a little bit of a line there. Okay, and then I take my glue book and to get this little cutout piece, I use just the side of my Sharpie, not the tip. I'm not drawing on it. I'm just using the side, and I just let the side roll around the edge of the cutout. Okay, and I do that on both sides. And again, try not to go too fast. I just take my time and and then I turn it over and I do the same thing. All right, so now all of this base is all inked up. This goes on the front like that one. And this goes over the back. Like that. Comes a pocket for this side and for that side. Okay, so the next step is to cut some base pages, or cut some pattern paper for this section. So let's see, I'm gonna need 1, 2, 3 pattern papers, and this one is going to be glued. This side's going to be glued. Okay, yeah, that'll look good. All right. And the pattern paper that I used for the front is this one, and I used this section from B Supplies over, and again this is going to be 4 inches wide. Okay, and the one I used for this is, oh, I didn't put that one, is this Hive Syrup one. It's lined, and then I used this section here for this one, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and cut those 4 inches wide into the length of this. Okay, so I forgot to print this page. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one, which is right here. Cut that one at 4 inches as well. Does it come through? Mm-hmm. What is it, baby? What is it, huh? Okay. And okay. All right, kind of girl. 1 second. Okay. Okay, so the dogs had to go out. Sorry about that. And then I'm going to use the 1/4 inch rounder. You can see how this see how? Yeah, it's at 4. This is rounded at this edge, just down here. Okay, and these are rounded at the tops. Okay, just like that. Okay, and yeah, these are all 4 inches. Yeah, and this is 4 inches. I want to make sure they're all the same width. Yeah, they should all be the same width. All right, good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and ink up these just like I did this. So I do the yellow and then the gathered twig, and then edge everything again with the archival black. All right, I'm gonna let those dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue them onto the pages in here. Okay, and I'll just do that and come back. Okay, so I marked each of these sides in the center, both top and bottom. And I did that for all of the sides where I'm gonna adhere a piece of paper. And I also marked the center, top and bottom for each of these. Okay, so that should help me align this paper. So this doesn't need to go all the way down to the bottom because there's going to be a pocket over this. So again, I'm just going to mark the center on this one, more or less. And then align this like that. Align this closer to here in the center. Okay. Good, okay, that's good enough right there. So more or less like that. And then just get my glue book. You're okay, Kylie girl. You're okay, baby. It's probably just Caitlin coming home. It's okay. All right. I know, Kylie, I know. And then just take this and glue it pretty much here like that. What? Try to make it as even as possible. Okay, so there we go, and then burnish it down. I'm not sure how much it really helps to mark the center, but more or less, you kind of get the idea. And then that'll line up over the top like that. Okay, and this is actually gonna go all the way down to the bottom. All right, so I do that on all the sides. So this is the front, this is the interior, and this one's already trimmed to the length that I want more or less, so that's good. Okay. Okay, so I've printed a couple pages on vellum, this collage sheet, which is absolutely gorgeous, and then this other background sheet, which has some collage elements up here. As you can see on this sample, I used this section of the collage sheet to go over this area, and then I used, let's see, it must be like this area in here to go over this area. Okay, and since I'm gonna do this pattern on the back rather than what's back here, because I like that these two are different. Okay, so let's see. Oops, wrong one. All right, so I'm just gonna cut this out. I want this to be even with this one. And this one to be even with this one. And same with this one. And the vellum, I tried it with Distress Oxide over it, and it works and it looks, you know, it looks nice, but it's a little darker than I wanted. I like the brighter color as an overlay for this. So, and the brighter color over this. So I'm just gonna outline these two with the black archival ink. And again, I just need to do the 3 sides because the bottom's not gonna show. Okay, so now I'm going to line everything up so it's ready to be sewn. Okay, so we'll go ahead and glue this down. And I want it pretty close to the bottom of the tag. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, just burnish that down a little bit. And then need to layer this on here. And this one's fairly short. So I'm kind of limited as to how far down I can put it. And just put a line of glue right across here. Nice and even. Great. Okay, so that's ready to go. Okay. Now this one's going to be a little bit more challenging. Let's see. This is fairly easy to figure out. I have a much longer piece of vellum, so, and this pocket's longer, so I have a lot of wiggle room in terms of how I want to orient this. So I think right about there is good. Make sure I'm doing the right side out. Great. Okay, I think that looks good. Again, just do a line of glue on the bottom. Oopsie daisy. Let's see. Oops. Make sure I make it even, because that will show up if it's not even. That will be visible if it's not even. Okay. Okay, good. I think that looks pretty good. Pretty darn close. Okay, and then this last piece just is going to go over the edge like that. Okay, so that's nice and even on this side. Let's turn it over. And that's pretty even on this side too. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, great. If you want to add a back piece to this and a piece of vellum to the interior, go right ahead. It's the same process that we just followed for the other ones, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to, when I sew this, I'm going to sew it like, let's see, whoopsie daisy. I'm going to sew it like this. Line it up. I'm going to clip this like that. Might as well clip the other side too. Okay, so I'm just going to sew up the side like this on this, and I'm just going to continue it all the way down, and that way when I glue this to the paper, to the inside a book like this and like this can flip back over the paper of the journal, and then this will fold down on top of it. So we'll still have this continuous pocket, kind of like on the front of this one, where you can kind of do this continuous pattern with the hexagon.
All right, I'm going to end the video here to keep things short. And if you would like to see how I continue to decorate the folio and then create the inserts, you can go on to part 3 of this series. And again, I want to thank you for joining me today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. And please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Again, thank you very much for joining me. This is Denise with Paper Crafty, and craft on.